Alright guys, this is my unboxing and initial impressions of the Floureon HDV-312P. It's currently available for about $70 on Amazon.ca. I'm looking for a new camera basically because this one's not very good, and we'll see if this will fit the bill. So initially, on the box, you have very basic features, full HD. It's a digital. It says max 24 megapixels, but we'll talk about that later. And a 16x powerful zoom. I don't know if that's optical, so we'll find that out as well. You can see there's a AC adapter, replaceable battery pack, which is nice. It came in a plastic bag that had to be sealed because there is a lithium-ion battery in there, so it should be pretty good. It's not some of the cheaper ones come with nickel metal hydrate, so this should last a little longer. There's some specs. Hopefully it's coming through on the video. You can pause it. However, basically it'll take JPEG pictures 1 megapixel all the way up to 24 megapixels, and it says interpolation beside it, which means it's not a true 24 megapixel. It kind of guesses. However, it does take full HD 1080p 15 frames per second or 720p 30 frames per second. So 15 frames per second isn't ideal, but at this level of camera and the price I paid for it, I'm not too fussed about it. 720p is probably good enough for most of what I need. I plan on using this as my semi-disposable outdoor camera with zoom, because sometimes the action cams and the GoPros, they can't stay close enough for one reason or another. Okay, now to proceed with the unboxing. No tape. It says high quality, profession, affordable. So there's definitely going to be some English in here. It's just a thank you letter. And, decently well written, asking for a 5-star comment and feedback. You can add them to Skype and Facebook for support. So it does look like they stand by their product, which is a good thing, especially from a unknown provider, an unknown maker. I've never heard of this brand before. And then there's a user manual. And it does look relatively well translated. Thanks for purchasing our digital camera. Please read and use manual prior to using the camera and keep the manual in good manner for future use. So it's understandable. It's not obviously written by an American, but yeah. So SD card, what the buttons do. I'll probably have to refer to this while I'm unboxing it, so I'll leave this handy. Please read the user manual carefully before use. Well, I've looked at the first 2 pages. That's good enough. So in the box is an empty bag. Oh, I see. It wasn't taped shut, so the things just fell out of it. USB charger. And it does have the FC logo on it, so it's a little bit getting some respectability here. So it probably won't burn your house down, which is good. And it is a 5-volt 1 amp charger, switching 100 to 240 volt, which is good. So it'll be a good little cell phone charger too for somebody with a cheaper phone. And included is a USB-A 2.0 to mini USB, as well as a headphone to audio video. It's good to note that this is actually just a mono. It's not a stereo cable, so that's probably going to speak about what we're going to look at when I open the camera. It won't be a stereo mic, it'll just be a mono mic. Alright. So it comes actually in a really nice little bag. It's a little bit padded. It's a really strong nylon weave. It's got a belt loop as well. It's actually quite a nice case. It says DV cam in like a fake leather. But I'm really impressed with the case actually. The belt loop is very solid. It's not going to rip off. And this front mesh is kind of like a breathable sports mesh. Alright, and here it is. Sorry guys, I need to get some better lighting. So let's start from the top down. There is zoom. Fits my hand perfectly. The zoom in and out is very convenient for the index finger. And there's a photo button right above it for taking still photos. And there is a couple LED indicators I can see even though it's off. That one says charging and the other one says busy, so I'm assuming there's probably a photo buffer that can become full. There is a rubberized flap, not a strong seal but definitely dust proof, where your headphone / video out jack port is, as well as the USB connector. And the big old record button right there. So it says 24 megapixel still image video. It's got DIS stabilization, which I think is digital image stabilization, so it's not as good as an optical or anything like that. Let's see if there's any power in it by default. Power buttons, main control buttons are there, so I'm going to hold the power button and see what happens. Doesn't look like anything. Maybe there's a sticker on the battery. So at the bottom, there's the battery cover. Yeah, there was tape over it. Good. That's actually good. That's proper standard for shipping lithium-ion batteries. So I peel the tape off. It is 1200 milliamp hour, suspiciously light. Oh, I just saw a light. There we go. Not a broken screen. So the screen does pivot. You can see there's a good degree of motion. It opens 90 degrees. Oh, and when you close it, it turns off by default. Alright, I'm going to turn it back on. It's a nice bright screen. I don't think there'd be any problem seeing that in daylight. It's like a probably like 180 by 240 screen. It's not horrible. It definitely lets you know what you're looking at. And the camera's washing it out a bit, but it's a bit better quality than that. This is a $70 camera, guys. I'm not expecting the world. So the zoom is 100% digital, not an optical zoom. I can't hear any sort of servos or anything going on. So it's yeah, there's no sound whatsoever. I'm putting it right up to the mic here. Even the best cameras, you'll hear the zoom go. Alright, so in that case, I would always recommend that you leave it fully zoomed out, because any sort of digital zoom will degrade your video quality, as it just takes the same number of pixels and just stretches them out a little. So you might as well leave it on completely zoomed out. So my use case for this is out the window. Alright, and the mic says it's in stereo, so we'll have to see. I'm going to see if I have an SD card laying around here. Just give me one moment, please. I've got a very cheap class 4 card, which probably won't be fast enough, so I'm not going to fault this if it fails. Although for 720p it should do it. Alright, card inserted. Format, sure, why not? I have no idea what's on here. How do I go down? Oh, there's up and down there. Fancy that. It is well labeled. I mean, it's pretty intuitive. I'm able to figure it out as I go. In that regard, it's pretty good. And OK is enter. So card error. All right, let me. I'm just gonna double check to make sure I don't have anything that my wife would kill me if I deleted wedding photos or something. Okay, put it back in. Okay. I can't get over how nice this case is. It's quite a nice case. Alright. So I'm going to start recording. It I'm going to switch to the sound and video of this camera. Right now I'm taking a picture of my video capture software, but let's look around. So this is at full HD right now. Stock settings. My light here is pretty yellow, but it's not that yellow according to the screen. And that's my very white fireplace. That is a normal neutral white. And the light bulbs I have in here are 3000 Kelvin, and so they're not yellow, but they're still considered a warm white. You can see my 3D printer, it's over there because I'm currently in the process of installing some better lights. Alright, so let's try the zoom. This is only about 3-4 feet away, so we're zoomed all the way in with its powerful zoom, and you can see it's granulated. And zoomed out. Alright, TARDIS. I want to see how it handles very bright light, if it's just going to wash out or if it's going to adjust. But it is slowly adjusting, it's taking a while. Let me get in a little closer. Come on. So it copes. I'm seeing some banding. I don't know if that's going to come out in the video or if that's just from the LCD on this thing. But that is a blue, TARDIS blue. Pretty sure that's a Pantone color now, TARDIS blue. And that's just your normal household light bulb, so it's definitely blowing the white balance out. I'm going to see if there's options to tweak that. So yeah, and that there is bright yellow, the whole saw, and red, bright red. So it's the colors are a bit off, but really for a $70 camera, this is basically in the realm of children's toys and disposable camera. So it's not too shabby, to be honest. I'm not going to fault it too much. Yeah. All right, done recording here, and we'll see how it looks. There is mounting holes on the bottom. It looks like an alignment hole and your normal camera thread, so it'll go on a normal photo camera tripod, not the 5/8 I think it is that some of the big mics and other more industrial stuff does, but for like your home camera and even SLR, it's the same. I think it's 3.5 millimeter threaded hole. And other than that, it's pretty straightforward. The mic does say stereo. There is an LED on the front. I haven't figured out how to activate it. I think if I am recording, it says there's a little light. It's hard to tell. A little light logo right beside the power button. But if I hold the power button, it's probably going to turn off. Let's try the photo button. Alright, so you cannot take photos while recording a video. So let's now take a photo. And one thing I have noticed is that this is a fixed focus camera. So this is kind of you're not going to find it zooming in and out as you take photos. As you take videos, it's not going to make a buzzing noise as it does that. This is a very simple, straightforward, no frills, no fuss camera. Okay, so it's just seen as a mass storage device. It's popping up with my SD card. And the file names are sunp0001, and it goes forward. Overall, my conclusion for this camera is that it's about appropriately priced. The average smartphone is going to take a lot nicer video, but is a little more difficult to hold, to control the features of on the fly, whereas this you can zoom in and out very easily. It looks more like your traditional camera. It has a few options, but overall it's not going to take a professional photo or video. You're probably better off using your flagship smartphone like your S7, your S8, or your iPhone. Um, but where this would excel at is when you want to record like something like a family picnic outdoors. You don't really want to, have your, $800 phone stolen. You've got a $67 camcorder instead. It allows you to view and play back. It does its purpose. It's quite quality feeling. Like it's a good weight. I feel like it would withstand a drop or two. The case it comes with is great. It's easy to use, straightforward. It's lacking a little bit on low light quality. I know it'll do a lot better outdoors in natural sunlight. It just really struggles with incandescent kind of color lights. But overall, it's a fairly solid buy at $67.99 on Amazon.ca right now. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in checking it out. And if you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to put comments or suggestions down below. And I always read all the comments, so keep it nice. And yeah, thanks so much for listening. And if you liked it, please consider subscribing.